Welcome everybody to the Single and Stiletto Show. I'm Suzanne Oshima and I'm a matchmaker and dating coach at Dream Bachelor and Bachelorette, and I'm also the founder of Single and Stilettos. Today we have on our show Abiola Abrams, and I'm so excited to have her here today because we're talking about insecurity and dating. And she's a passionate living coach at abiolatv.com, and she's also the author of the Sacred Bombshell Handbook of Self-Love. And it's an amazing book, ladies. You have to go out and get it. In fact, after this interview, you're going to probably want to get it. So before we jump into this, Abiola, tell our audience a little bit about you.
Sure. Hi there, Suzanne. And hello, Sacred Bombshell. I see you watching and enjoying. We have some lessons for you today that, as Suzanne said, I am a coach. I am also an advice columnist for essence.com, and I use different mediums, different platforms in order to empower women to be their best selves, their sacred bombshell selves, that I have reclaimed the word sacred bombshell, the word bombshell, to mean a woman who owns herself, mind, body, and spirit. And so we love and adore the traditional bombshells like the Marilyn Monroes and the Halle Berrys, but this is about how you can tap into your own sacred bombshell energy.
And I just have to say, ladies, Abiola, if you're not familiar with her, she's all about empowering women. And I think that's why Abiola and I get along so well, is because when I started Single and Stilettos, it was not so much about, women physically wearing stilettos. It was more about empowering women and giving them the right tools to get out there and date, and giving them the best advice that they could get, and so that they could be the best daters ever.
Yes, and that we are passionate about this, that if you're watching this, just know that Suzanne and I are just so passionate about this and about, this work. And it really frustrates us when we see amazing women like you who are not getting what you want in life. And so this is all about getting you to whatever it is. So if that's you wanting to have that boyfriend or husband or whatever it is, let us talk.
I know. So let's talk about insecurity and dating, because I don't care what anybody says. Everybody is insecure about at least one thing. Right, yes. Abiola?
Yes. Everyone is absolutely insecure about a few different things. And, it's so funny that may seem like an obvious statement, but so many of us feel like, okay, we don't want the neighbors to see, we don't want other people to know all of the things that are wrong with us. We feel like we've got to put up this air of perfection. And what that does is it creates a mask. You're going forward and you're trying to date with this mask of perfection. What men are attracted to is your true self, your authenticity, your vulnerability. And so you're actually repelling relationships because a mask is not attractive to anyone. You yourself, with your quirkiness, with your imperfections, with your vulnerabilities, that is what is sexy and what is attractive and what is lovable.
Exactly. And ladies, I will tell you, because I work with a lot of male clients and I've interviewed a lot of men, and one of the things that they say at the top of their list that is so attractive about a woman, it's about self-confidence.
Everything. And
knowing your self-worth.
Yes. Everything. And, self-confidence, when people try to fake it, we talk about, sometimes faking it until you make it. No, I want you to really make it, because when women try to fake confidence, it can come across as false confidence. Looks like arrogance, or looks like belittling, or putting down other people, or bitching or complaining. That real confidence is about knowing your worth and knowing and valuing the worth of other people around you. That it's never about feeling the need to belittle other people in order to make yourself feel good. And men can feel that and can sense it. If you're on a date with a man and you're insecure about the way that you look, or you're fishing for compliments, and you're saying to him, well, yeah, but I'm so fat, or I'm so old, or whatever it is, or you're wondering before you go on the date, well, he's not going to like me because I'm in my 40s, or he's not going to like me because I have the wrong job, or I live in the wrong neighborhood, then you've defeated yourself before you've even started. And so, that's one of the reasons why actually that I wrote the Sacred Bombshell Handbook of Self-Love, Suzanne, is because I was working with so many women around love, dating, relationships, marriage, and I realized that it kept coming back to their own self-esteem, their own self-love, their self-confidence, that there really was a self-esteem crisis that I was seeing. And so I urge you to work on all of the things that are exciting about you, unique about you, and filling the holes of those insecurities so that you can be your best self.
So how can women, and you named a couple of insecurities that I hear a lot too, is I feel fat and I'm not ready to date. I just want to lose 10 pounds. Or the woman that says, you know, I'm older and men my age aren't going to be attracted to me, or whatever it is. How can a woman get over these insecurities, like being too fat or feeling that they're too old or whatever it is? How can they get over these things? Because it doesn't happen overnight, right?
It definitely doesn't happen overnight. I'm about using different healing modalities in order for us to, you know, really heal and move forward. One of those is journaling. And so I would urge you right now, you know, for the fun of it, this is one of the most fun exercises. You know, Susanna and I give tough love on other videos. This one's fun exercises that we give. Make a list of every great thing anyone has ever said to you. Any compliment that anyone has ever given you. I want you to make a list. Remember back through your life all of the great things anyone has ever said to you. And the reason I give this as an assignment, Suzanne, is because when anyone says positive things to us, oh, your hair looks great, your body looks great, whatever it is, we dismiss that. Yeah. But if someone says to us something negative, we take and we hold on to that for dear life. And we can remember 5 years ago when I was at that place and that person looked at me and you said this and you said that. So make a list of every compliment, every positive thing that someone has ever said about you. Another thing that you can do is find what is the things about you that make you different and accentuate those things. And we think that it's all about, blending in. A big part of why we feel insecure is we feel like, well, I don't look like, whatever they say I'm supposed to look like. If you look at Suzanne, look at me, we look totally different, yet we're both beautiful women. I will claim and own that. And, and we are, as different can be. And so take what is different about you and accentuate it. If you have, a beautiful smile, get some great lip gloss and work it. If you have, beautiful hair, whatever it is, own it rather than just trying to make yourself look like what you think the beauty ideal is, because you're not that, and maybe you are that, but whatever it is that is unique about you, that's what you want to accentuate. That's what the man is going to be, or whoever you're attracted to is going to look at and be like, yeah, I want some of that.
Exactly. And I think that, and I always tell this to women, is no matter who you are, what you look like, it's that you need to own it. And once you accept it in your own mind, then he's going to accept it too. But if you're fighting in your head where you feel like, oh, I'm not this, or I'm not a supermodel, or I'm not, whatever it is that you think you're supposed to be, it's just whatever you are, own what you are right now and feel good about it. Because otherwise you exude a negative energy and insecurity, and he's going to pick up on that.
Yes, that's it. That I call that's the Tao of Bombshell. The Tao of Bombshell, being a sacred bombshell. That it's about owning it, owning what is magical and miraculous about who you are, and also being unapologetic about it. Not feeling like you have to apologize your way through life or through the world, or because I don't have the right education, or I don't have the right whatever. That there are a million things. No matter who we are, Oprah has insecurities, Michelle Obama has insecurities, whoever we can think of who, are women whose lives people might think that they envy. You don't know what anyone else's situation is. So be grateful. That's another practice, being grateful, having gratitude for who you are and the life that you are. And that's going to show in your dating life. That's going to be reflected by the men that you attract to you. If you go out, I guarantee you, and you start dating with the attitude of, oh, nothing, everything is wrong with me, you're going to attract predators. You're going to attract men to you that are going to prove to you that, if you feel like, oh, well, here's all the things wrong with me, you're going to attract men who are going to reflect that back to you, rather than attracting men who reflect to you, yeah, you've got it going on. You're beautiful. You're smart. You're talented. I'm so happy to be with you. So you want to just be wary of that.
I love that you said that because I've heard this a lot is some women will say to me is, why do I keep attracting the wrong men? And they think that it's something else going on the outside when, like you said, you have to look on the inside and go, I'm attracting that, right?
Yes, that it's not, we think that we attract what we want. You more attract what you are. And so if you are a negative, foul person deep down inside, you've got to really address that because you can't hide from who you really are. You just can't. You can put up a front or whatever it is. But again, a man is going to be attracted to you feeling comfortable in your skin. When we see people who are comfortable being who they are, we feel like we have permission to be ourselves. And that is the most comfortable energy to be in.
Exactly. And I just want to add to that is be careful who you hang out with, because if you're hanging around people that are negative about themselves or they're insecure about whatever it is, that's not a good environment for you to be in. And I know everybody has friends that are like that. I do, Abiola does, but you know what I do? I actually limit the time that I spend with them because I don't like being around negative energy, and I really focus on trying to be around positive people, both personally and professionally, because I notice when I get around them, it just brings me down. And I'm a really good listener, and I love listening to my friends' problems and helping them out, but it gets to a point where you're like, oh my God, you're such a drain on me.
Yes. And men, that I'm so glad you said that, Suzanne, because that's exactly how the man would feel, if he was dating, one of these women. That I have exactly the same situation where I had to limit people that I really love and care about, limit my exposure to them because it was detrimental to me. That it's contagious, negative energy. And if everyone's around, going, oh, I'm so broke, or I'm so whatever it is, or I'm so, just, you have to distance yourself and be around people who uplift you, who make you feel good about yourself. And then that's the kind of energy that you want to date with.
Exactly. And that's exactly why I like interviewing Abiola, because she brings me up and she brings everything out in me, and she has such positive energy. So thanks, Abiola. This has been great. So tell our audience how they can find your book.
Sure. If you are watching this and you are dealing with insecurity, then definitely, the Sacred Bombshell Handbook of Self-Love is a good place to start. I have lots of tools and exercises and healing modalities in the book to work on those insecurities. You can find that book and other tools at abiolatv.com, where the TV stands for Transformation and Victory. And you can find the book on, in digital form on Kindle and iTunes and Google Play. But also, wherever you buy books, Barnes & Noble, Amazon, wherever. If you're in a bookstore, ask for the book. If they don't have it, give them my name and ask them to order it for you, and they easily can.
Awesome. And ladies, I will tell you that Abiola, honestly, this is no joke. She is one of the most positive people that I know, and I know her book is going to bring the same out in you. I know it is, because she spent a long time writing this book, and she really focused on making women feel the best that they can be, right?
Yes, thank you so much for saying that, Suzanne. It's a self-love movement. Let's do it. And then, you'll have your magnet charged up to attract that man that you deserve.
Exactly. Well, thanks so much, Abiola, for being on the show, and thanks everybody for joining us on the Single and Stiletto Show. Our show is available both in video format and podcast format. If you'd like to view the videos, you can go to singleandstilettos.com, and if you'd like to get the podcast, you can download it from iTunes. If you'd like to get our free report on the top 10 secrets on what attracts a man and what turns him off, you can click right here on the video, or you can go to singleandstilettos.com.